Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. We are now going to ask Abigail Thompson and David Levine to talk about a debt that must be settled. This room doesn't have separate mics, but apparently it picks it all up.
I think I'm also loud enough.
I think you are too.
If I've ever gotten one. So I will start essentially by introducing Abigail and together with Abigail Cooper, because Cooper DiAgostino will be singing for us tonight. Part of this is that Cooper, well, there are two main reasons for this. One is that Cooper DiAgostino is an amazing, wonderfully talented singer who anyone is lucky to hear sing. We were blessed last night, and I am glad that you will similarly be. But the other is that I will let Abigail introduce Cooper because they were the just funniest, best criminal defense clinic partner that you can imagine. I credit them with bringing all of the clinics together and starting us talking in that big room, in the clinic room, because after I think about a week of listening to Cooper and Abigail arguing back and forth rather loudly.
Very quietly.
Sure, very quietly. Eventually, someone from another clinic just felt the need to speak up and say, I think the answer is this. I think I've learned this, and this is the right answer. And then we all just started talking with each other.
It was my answer.
It still continues even years and years after clinic. But I just feel very blessed to both Cooper and Abigail, who have become some of my best friends, and then our entire group, Nick, who is here, Ashley and Maddie and Liz and Alex, who are not here with us, but just we went through thick and thin with it together and was just a very special group. And also the other reason for the debt is that because we had such a great bond, when Cooper put his talents up for auction at the Spilk auction, Abigail and I knew that we needed to bid for it, and we did, and we won Cooper singing for us at a special event. Then COVID happened. There weren't quite as many special events as we would have expected or thought would have happened. Also that. And then, luckily enough, we all were able to come back together years and years later with Cooper able to sing for us at a special event. So I will turn it over to Abigail to say what Cooper's credentials are for why this is such a special experience.
Okay, so Cooper sent this to me. I'll try to get everything right. But Cooper has performed with numerous classical choirs throughout college and high school, including the National Music Educators Association All-Eastern Conference Concert Choir as a tenor. He's a tenor. He sang with the tenor section as the leader of the Yale Glee Club and a featured cast member in 3 productions of the Opera Theater of Yale College. He was a member of the Stanford Chamber Chorale as well as the Law School Musical, all 3 years running, I think, right? Yeah. And then he's still active in New York where he practices. He's a member of the Master Voices 2022 choir, and I assume still today, right?
Not active this year, but likely.
Okay, he left them. But before, last year, he performed Carmen at Lincoln Center. So you're getting a nice Lincoln Center performance here for free, courtesy of David and I. You're welcome.
So for this, we'd love to bring up and introduce Cooper DiAgostino.
I'll give a brief introduction to the song. First of all, please do enjoy your food throughout this. This is dinner theater. This song in particular is not. It's not a profound work. It's more silly and fun, kind of in the spirit of Law School Musical, from which I met some other members of CDC, past and future. And also, one of the real joys of the Stanford experience and being an attorney is you can still have an opportunity to perform and to tell stories outside of yourself from a different place while in these legal spaces. While at Stanford Law School, I was with the Chamber Chorale. They have a concert tonight, coincidentally enough, at 8 p.m. at the Memorial Church for people who are interested in that. And Law School Musical was that kind of opportunity, and that I've still been able to perform in choirs while in legal practice is a joy, and allows you to express a part of yourself you can't necessarily put into a brief. The song tonight is from the musical Don Pasquale, opera Don Pasquale, all operas are musicals. There's no class distinction between American musical theater and operas. They're essentially the same thing and fill the same role. This number is very silly. It is a sales pitch, in a sense. A crotchety old man of stubborn opinions and intolerant opinions is about to be clowned upon over the course of an entire opera. And it all begins with this sales pitch of a woman who doesn't exist, who may yet change who he is. A beautiful angel, all developed in the mind of a doctor who knows that his patient could learn a lesson or two, not from medicine, but from the heart. It's okay. Also, apologies. Normally I do this with an accompanist and I have slight control over certain timing, so I may be off by a slight millisecond here or two, but I will adjust as needed to catch up with a karaoke.
You'll do great.
Woo! That's not good. Bella siccome un angelo, fresca siccome un lino, fresca siccome un giglio, sempre sul mattino, occhio che parla e ride, sguardo che cor tranquille, chioma che vince levando, sorriso incantator, sorriso incantator. Alma innocente ingenua, che se medesima ignola, modestia impareggiabile, bontà innamora, ai miseri pietosa, gentil, dolce, amorosa, il ciel l'ha fatta nascere per far beato un cor, beato un cor. Il ciel l'ha fatta nascere per far beato un cor, per far beato un cor. Il ciel l'ha fatta nascere per far beato, per far beato,
day together, or 2 days together, where when I first envisioned this, it was like, well, this is kind of like state of the CDC or something, you know. But that just seems way too formal and stuffy or something. So I'm throwing that away. But it is definitely a time for both for those who are present as well as those who will be watching this later because it's recorded, to have the opportunity to just reflect on where we are, where we've been. And so I think the place that I definitely need to start is by doing what I did for those of you who were here, who were with us last night, which is thanking our donors. I want to first thank Catherine Lynn and her husband, Dinmar. Catherine is here today. Thank you so much for opening your home to us last night, or last afternoon, which became night. Jill was like, okay, it's time to leave, everybody. It's like, you're not gonna shut the place. So it was wonderful to get to have that time in your beautiful home. Thank you so much for opening your home to the CDC. Also, thank you to the anonymous donors. It reminds me of like way back in the day, Saturday Night Live, the anonymous comic or something, you know, the unknown comic. So we have the unknown donor who actually is responsible for everything that you're eating and drinking, and all the costs involved are due to our anonymous donor. I mean, I know this, but I'm not telling you. I'm not going to keep a secret. So I'm just saying thank you very much for that. Also, thank you to the person who is focused on me right now, Christine Baker, our photographer. Many of you know that she also has been retained by the law school, by the clinics, to on picture day. She is our photographer, and so we knew that there would be no one better to chronicle these events than Christine Baker, and so I want to thank you for that. Also, thank you to SLS Programs for all of the support. Giselle is with us here right now. Thank you. This process has been months in the planning. It may not feel like it. Actually, the best events never feel like they've been so carefully planned, believe you me. This has been very carefully planned. Also, later, when they're watching this, the members of the SLS AV hopefully will see this and see that we're thanking them as well for all their support, which has really been incredible. I also want to thank all of the staff, the catering staff right now, who I see in the back. Thank you so much. And I want to take a moment. Oh, Daniela, we have what we need. Thank you. I want to take a moment to recognize the members of the Criminal Defense Clinic, past and present, who are here today. And so that includes somebody who's not here, actually. I just said who are here today. Galia Amram was with us last night. She couldn't be present today. Galia was the first clinical supervising attorney for the Criminal Defense Clinic. She arrived in November of 2012 to help with the planning for the very first quarter, which was then the winter quarter of 2013. She was with us 2013 and 2014. I want to thank Suzanne Luban, our second clinical supervising attorney, and the associate director emerita, and Carly Ware Horn, our current clinical supervising attorney. If they would both come up now, this would be a good opportunity. Yes.
Thank you so much. Wow.
So, Suzanne, we had a wonderful, wonderful retirement event for you in March, but I don't know if anyone who was present today, other than the two of us, and Daniela, was present for that event. Yeah. Daniela wasn't present yet either. So I want to take this opportunity with this audience and those who will watch later to offer, again, my deep appreciation for 10 incredible years of collaboration. Thank you for your partnership. Thank you for your crazy hard work, for your creativity, and for your deep care for our clients and our students. Thank you so much. Not yet.
Okay, fine.
are so lucky that we have you now in the clinic. For those who are just meeting you now, actually, I'm glad that they saw you on your panel this morning, because now they know that you live and you work fearlessly and passionately and according to values that are central to the work we do. Word, Carly.
Word.
So I'm hoping for many years of work together. So thank you both. And I want you both to have an opportunity to share some words with our assembled audience. Suzanne?
I just want to say I'm so glad you guys came, and the people who were here last night, and the combination of all of you just had like a huge experience, and so meaningful to me. And the people who I either had talked to, like David, who are not on the stage, but I know what you're doing, and the people who are on the stage today, I just feel so proud of you and so profoundly grateful to all of you and to Ron for the experience that I have had in the 10 years, who knew, right, of my last 10 years of my career. It just was super amazing.
Dream come true. Like, this is my workplace. I get to be here and learn from all of you and to help kind of cultivate the next generation of advocates here. It's just amazing, and Ron is such an intentional and inspiring mentor. It's just an honor. It seems kind of unfair that I actually get compensated by money to work at this job, because I get compensated in so many other ways already. So, I'll take the money. But thank you for just allowing me the privilege of being part of this amazing community. It's just incredible. Thank you.
So, and I love the family. I love the family. There are a number of people who said, "Well, I can come, but can I bring my family?" It's like, I hope so. I sure hope so. So this whole event, of course, has put me in a very reflective mood. I've been a public defender for 33 years. 33 years. First in the federal courts, and now in the state and federal courts, fighting for true justice, standing with people who are ostracized, being ostracized myself. And now, over a decade, sharing this journey with students and colleagues at SLS. It's rewarding, but it's also often hard. Tara Brach, who is the founder of the Insight Meditation Center of Washington, talks about finding true refuge in troubled times. For public defenders, really every day is a troubled time. Tara Brach talks about true refuge, meaning refuge in truth, refuge in community, and refuge in awareness. She talks about it as refuge in terms that are Buddhist terms, refuge in the Buddha, refuge in Dharma, and refuge in awareness. But she invites us and encourages us to use the terms that work for us. When I think about refuge in truth, I think about how mindfulness meditation brings us to the present moment. That's refuge in truth. When I think about refuge in community, we heard so many conversations today about community, about recognizing a refuge in those with shared values and compassion for each other. And when I think about refuge in awareness, I think about a recognition of who we truly are in that still, quiet space at the center of everything. For me, there's a place in nature often that fosters my ability to find true refuge. And if the slides cooperate, I will come to that. is Point Arena in Mendocino County. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful place on the planet. A place that I have returned to year after year for the entire time that I told you that I've been a public defender. And it truly has been a place, continues to be a place, that awakens within me the ability to find true refuge in truth, in love, and in awareness. You know, looking at the photos of the teams and the clients that we saw on these screens earlier, and listening to the music of protest and redemption and celebration, these things allow us to focus on what matters. I've often said the time in clinic offers us an opportunity to spend our life energy on something that truly matters. Standing up for those who are oppressed. Giving a voice to those on the margins. For every photo that you saw, there are so many stories of the ways in which lives have been changed. Lives of our clients, lives of our students, lives of those of us on the CDC teams. You know, just a few miles up from that video that I took with the crashing waves and the sense of the struggle of the back and forth, just a few miles up is this striking photo of a cove at Russian Gulch. And it's striking to me because it's so peaceful. It's the same coast. It's the same coast. It's just a few miles further, but it's protected from the tides. It's a place of refuge, a place for reflection. I'm reminded that even in times of great struggle and tumult, we can find refuge. I also like the photo because it also shows a flourishing ecosystem. And my analogy here is I think of all of the students who passed through the criminal defense clinic, all of you who are now out flourishing and making a difference in the world. And I see some of the trees here clinging tenaciously to the cliffside. And I think of the resiliency skills that clinic stands for and that are displayed by all of you in so many ways. When I think of perseverance, I think of growth. I'm excited about the current and future directions of the criminal defense clinic. Exposing the daily unconstitutional acts of police through Fourth Amendment suppression cases. Freeing clients from completely unnecessary supervision through federal early termination cases. Collaborating with legal nonprofits in impact litigation. Joining in movement lawyering. And redoubling our commitment to nurturing resiliency in the work. I encourage you, those of you who are present here in the audience, those of you who watch later, I encourage you to reflect on the lessons you've learned and that you continue to learn through a life of service that's grounded in these core values, centering impacted communities. Having the courage to get into good trouble, like the late John Lewis, civil rights icon, would say. And nurturing compassion. Compassion for yourself and compassion for others. Thank you all so much for being here.